I feel. Throughout these past 3, 4 years, I've been through so much. I realized major life events, tragedy, plummeted like never before. It really takes a toll on you when life feels horrible and you feel like possibly unaliving yourself. I struggled through university, academically, mentally, had nightmares, dreams, and literally been through hours of torment. Before I continue, I know that none of you would like to hear my story. Skip this video if you like, but it might be told. It must be told. I found out my ex-cousin was or is still a flight attendant. Apparently, she was married or is still, not sure. That was the biggest shock ever. In that moment, I had so much emotions, felt like crying and such an emotional mess. I had odd dreams, nightmares, some involved my worst fears, which traumatized me and left me very mentally scarred. Is it possible to die in a nightmare? I surely thought so. I was told news about death, experienced it in my nightmares, dreamed things, had people yell, scream, shout, and say lots of obscene things to me. I must have gotten on a lot of people's bad sides. After all, I'm just a human nuisance. I can list a lot of stuff that traumatized me on planes, at homes, in washrooms, in lecture halls. However, during all that, I kept everything to myself. Dealt with the torture, trauma, and pain. It has been a horrible, rocky winter. I am depressed now, but all I can say is that, yes, I did write this down. All I can say is that I'm still alive and struggling. I still try to look for the good in the life, like cats and dogs, and items I might like and be happy with. What I enclose to you is not even the entire truth. I only covered the tip of the iceberg. This is a sad reality, but sometimes we must live and grow past the hardships that we face. I'll be scarred for life, but still endure. I'll be depressed, anxious, and filled with holes that I can't patch up, but I will still struggle to move on. I hope in 5, 6 years I have moved past all this. I am in a better place, in a way that I'm not bitter, and I am in a much better place. Sincerely, a person who has been through it all. Most definitely. My next topic that I want to talk about is my possible schizophrenia, psychosis, and a very real open up with me. So throughout my 26 years of living, I experienced so much stuff, had horrible dreams and nightmares, seen, I believe, delusions. Meanwhile, during all this, I was also a normal child, baby, youth, teenager, and adult. At first, I assumed everything was normal. I was just a strange kid. I had visions, dreams, but I let it go. I had only realized now that I was such a pawn, toy, a plaything for others who were simply too curious. I am assuming this falls under the schiz or psychosis. I didn't pay much attention even though throughout high school I have lost so much people I cared about and grew up with. They all just sort of died. Not to be dramatic, but they did in fact pass away. Throughout high school, I also had fears that those I loved would die one way or another. It's sad to mention, but I am an idiot. I believe things very easily. Not to mention my gut feelings, which were almost always right about everything. During summer school, things settled down, but it always got very weird. I was seeing hallucinations, but also managed to get good marks. I don't know how that even works. I fell in love, had my heart broken, fell out of love, cried like a baby, fell back in love, experienced more trauma, fears, and horrible, horrible nightmares during my university years. Those types of nightmares were enough to make me think, oh my gosh, I would die in my sleep. I genuinely felt like I would have a heart attack. It was so vivid and real. Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with me. I think I just have schizophrenia, psychosis, some weird dream nightmare thing that's out to get me, or I just was born very weird. Having these types of nightmares in public might be worse. At least I still thought it and battled through all my demons. This is one of the reasons I read the Rick Riordan books so much. Oh, those characters have had similar experiences. People will think I'm ripping off the author by telling you everything, but my recollections are true, and I hope in a couple years I am in a better place. I don't know if it's schizophrenia, psychosis, or I'm just very weird. I'll gladly take this segment rather than the other two. I'd rather be weird than have schizophrenia and psychosis.